Hey, Monkey, it's me, DDP, Diamond Dallas Page, and you're listening to InYourHeadOnline.com. Don't even think about getting off, or you will feel the bang!
And we're here with Kimberly Page. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing just great. How are you?
I'm doing good. And you're going to make an appearance at Promo Last Atlanta Reunion. It's a Pro Wrestling Fan Fest. It's June 4th and 5th at the Renaissance Concourse Center in Atlanta, Georgia. And you can get all your ticket information over at PromoLastEvents.com. And we actually have some videos up on our website. You were doing a promo for him, and Ernest Cat Miller and Lex Luger. And are you looking forward to it?
Oh, I'm absolutely looking forward to it. It's been a long time since I've been in Atlanta, and I don't get out much to these fan fests anymore. It seems like a lot of the old timers make a career after wrestling out of doing these things, but I go to maybe one a year, probably even less, and this I think will be the last one that I do for quite some time. So if you want to come by and say, hey, I would say now would be the time, because I will pretty much be a private citizen after this.
All right. Now, do you keep up with any of the wrestlers?
No, not really. I keep up with DDP, but that's it.
Speaking of DDP, I guess you and DDP are doing a YRG session.
We are, and that's one of the most exciting things, because this is a project that I'm in partnership with DDP on, and it's been something that's been near and dear to our hearts for a number of years. Yoga for Regular Guys, or YRG as we call it, is the type of yoga that we developed, it's been 6 or 7 years now. We kind of developed it together back when he was still wrestling, and he was just, oh my gosh, I'd have to pull him out of bed in the morning. His joints were so sore, and, the part of their job is to work hurt. They got to still make the plane, they got to make the shot. So I had started getting into traditional yoga as part of the Nitro Girls training regimen that I was doing to keep me dance ready. And I was finding that it was a great stretch, but it was also a great workout, and it was making my joints feel phenomenal. I hadn't been able to run. Well, back then I had these big, huge implants, so it was hard for me to run anyway. But it was even harder because I just had so many knee issues and, problems with my hip joints and all this. But after I had done yoga for a few months, I was out running again, running the trails all over suburban Atlanta, Georgia, and loving it. So I was telling Paige, you've got to try this. And he grumbled about it a lot. He was like, "Oh, yoga, that's for chicks, and I don't do that stuff." And then he came down to the exercise room one day and saw me doing it, and he was like, "Man, that looks tough." And so he tried it. And from that moment on, he became a devotee of it. But he's modified a lot of the traditional Eastern-style yoga, and he's basically turned it into something completely different. So, if you think of yoga, as doing the little prayers and all that kind of stuff, he took all of that stuff out. And so now it's just a workout. There's a lot of calisthenics. There's a lot of what's called dynamic resistance, where you use your own body muscles to create a sense of resistance in your body, so that you burn more calories and you build more muscle and you get tighter and firmer and leaner and stronger. And at the same time, you get the benefits of yoga, which provides all the flexibility. So I credit it with keeping me young. He credits it with keeping him young. And so DDP and I want everybody to come out and try a YRG session with us. I think it will be a hoot.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you're a wrestling fan and you're going to the YRG session, and are you guys going to be talking about wrestling too, or to make it fun for some people who might not be interested in YRG?
Oh, sure, absolutely. We've got a bunch of great stories from back in the day. Of course, Dallas keeps much more in touch with the guys than I do. Like I said, I'm pretty much a private citizen now, so I don't keep in touch. But I do keep track with some of the Nitro girls, and Eric Bischoff's wife, Lori, is still my very good friend, and I still correspond with her a good deal. So, to that degree, I'm still kind of, involved, but mainly I like reliving stories that the fans come to me with. Like, I remember seeing you in Toronto back, and they remind me of so many things that I had forgotten, because there are so many years that are such a big blur when you're on the road constantly, and, it's just kind of a touch-and-go enterprise. And I love it when fans come up to me and they'll spark a memory for me, because quite often I will recall it fondly. So, I'm really looking forward to that part of it.
Does that make you proud of your career when people remember something that you don't even remember?
Oh, sure. Particularly if it's something that they feel is important. If I was able to, help their child in some way, or be a positive influence in any way at all. I mean, that's of course, that would be the most gratifying reason to do what you do. So.
When you brought up the Nitro girls earlier, did you think it was a mistake when they broke them up and a lot of them became wrestlers and valets? And
Well, at the time, with the management change and them wanting to go in a different creative direction, it was I'm sure they been through, so felt like it was absolutely the right thing to do. And in retrospect, it probably was, simply because the talent was getting. And myself included, we were in this really strange little bubble. We weren't wrestlers, yet we weren't employees of AOL Time Warner, yet, here we were in this strange flux of the entertainment world. So there wasn't really a defined role for the Nitro girls. And so that from an operations standpoint, just if you look at it, from the corporate side, then of course they had to structure something that would be more appropriate for different types of talent to be able to come in and perform a non-wrestling function and still be, paid without, getting, these crazy exorbitant figures and stuff like that, but, just be able to come in and perform one limited role and then leave again. So, because while wrestling, had a lot of different Nitro girls over, that 3 or 4 year span, there were several different generations of them actually. The first group was the ones that everybody remembers. And it was devised that way. It was devised because we knew that the fans had a really strong affinity for certain characters. So that's why Eric and I developed it that way. We wanted characters who people would remember, and, you're automatically going to pick your favorite Nitro girl and look for her and buy her posters and all that stuff. And for that reason, I think it was a mistake to kill the program, because it was just a marketing and merchandising, just gold mine. They made a lot of money off of the Nitro girls. So anything that makes money, you probably should keep.
Right.
Right?
Exactly. Was that exciting, like how Nitro became so big? Like you were there when WCW wasn't real big, and then you saw it grow?
Oh, absolutely. It was an incredible ride, because you got to, see everybody's career grow. Mm-hmm. The audiences grew exponentially. The size of the production grew exponentially. So, it happened so fast. It happened, literally in entertainment standards, in the blink of an eye. You know how they say in entertainment there are no overnight successes, but we came about as close to it as you could get. Mm-hmm. So, going from so small regional scale type work to big national, international programs, it was crazy.
Now, he was going to call in tonight, but we had to record this a little earlier. But do you have any thoughts on DJ Ran?
I love DJ Rand. Oh my gosh, I wish we had been able to connect. Because I have very, very fond memories of him, and I hope he's doing well. I hope I get a chance to see him again someday.
All right, I can get you in contact with DJ. He's a friend of the show here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I had asked too. What did you think of the Booty Babe name?
Oh, I despised it. That was horrible.
It was pretty bad. Also,
But,
somehow
at that time, it was like, at that time I jumped into it with both feet. You want to do anything to get over.
right,
So,
anything to get on TV.
Yeah. I mean, it was like Hulk and Kevin Sullivan's idea, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm doing it. If it's their idea. But yeah, like when you're going down the airport with your mom, and like
Right.
people are screaming down the airport hallway, "Honey, babe!" It's like so embarrassing. Yeah, it was kind of goofy, but I'd just be like, "Mom, just cover your eyes, act like you don't know me." She would be horrified.
I don't know how to ask this, but when DDP went to WWE and they had him doing the stalker gimmick, how did you feel about that?
Well, I don't know. He was having problems with the storyline from the get-go. And I just, I was unhappy to see him unhappy with how it was going. Mm-hmm. On a personal level, did I think it was real? No. I've got news for you. Wrestling is fake.
Oh, yeah.
So, I didn't think he was really stalking somebody, no.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with the gimmick, no.
Oh, okay. I know a lot of people
I
at the time.
just had a problem with the business part, Is this going to make him money? Is this going to get him over? Is this going to be the right thing for him in the long term as a character? And he was questioning that from a very early stage. So, I was a little ambivalent about it because I didn't know if it was going to work for him. And, as it turned out, it didn't. So,
probably a bit. Yeah. Did WWE try to get you to come in with them?
No.
Did they at any other time before that?
No, they were never interested in having me, and that's fine. I really was kind of past that anyway. I was never really allowed. I people will probably castigate me for saying this, but I was never a huge fan of wrestling per se. Mm-hmm. And everybody, who worked with me knew that. I was 100% in on DDP's coattails. And I loved entertainment. I was an actor, so I loved the performance aspect of it. Wrestling was never my thing. I thought it was a very dangerous endeavor. I wasn't trained to do it. I do have a great amount of respect for people who train for years and years and years to do this profession. And I thought, there's no way I could ever get as good as these people are. Mm-hmm. I just don't have that raw talent. And I certainly don't have the physical acumen to take the beating that the women wrestlers do. I don't have the acrobatic ability. I don't have that kind of athletic charisma that delivers. And so I said, that's not for me. And so I wouldn't have been successful at the WWF because of those things.
Yeah. Was there any pressure on you to be like an active wrestler in WCW?
Oh yes. They wanted me to go to the camp and learn things, and it was just very clear to me. Okay, at the time I was already 33 years old, and I was like, okay, we're not going to have another person in this family who's always in the emergency room.
Right.
So I'm just like, no, it's not going to work for me. So I had spent a lot of money on my teeth and stuff like that. I didn't want to get those things knocked out. And
right.
I'm kind of a girly girl. I'm kind of a wussy. So, I would never, I love sports, but not contact sports. I like horses and and mountain biking and yoga and stuff like that. So the idea of hurting, getting hurt or engaging with another woman and wrestling with her was really scary to me. So I would never have been any good.
Yeah. Since you brought it up earlier about you couldn't run a lot of stuff with the implants. Do you think that is that's not healthy for people to get really big breast implants?
Well, I don't know. I don't know about other people. For me, it was a great idea at the time.
Right.
It's an attention getter. So sure, when you're in the entertainment business, I was doing a lot of swimsuit things, but once it did not serve me anymore, they were gone. They were out of there. So they're in the landfill somewhere.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So let everybody know again, June 4th and 5th, you're going to be at Promo Last Atlanta Pro Wrestling Reunion. And you go to promolastevents.com, and the link's right on the website. So if you can't spell it, all you got to do is click on it. Or anything you'd like to tell everybody, why they should come?
If you would like to get a little taste of what you'll be getting into, if you want to join us for a YRG session, go to yrgworkout.com. That's yrgworkout.com, and it gives you a nice little overview of what it is and all of the benefits people have seen from it. And you can also see by looking at some of the video clips that literally, if you can bend down and pick up your keys off the floor or twist a light bulb, then you can do this workout. We're not looking for people who are just in, crazy good shape. This is for all fitness levels. And if you haven't worked out in, forever, you can still give it a try, and we'll have a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of laughs, and I promise it'll be a good time.
Cool. Thank you for coming on tonight.
Oh, thank you so much. You have a good day.
Hello, this is Ruby Guerrero. Hello to all my Juices fans. This is Injured Head in my Juice Injured Blood. Keep it up.